So I decided as a teacher that I would get my kids out into the community. And so for the past 20 years, I've been taking students, friends, and family out on adventures, largely on Friday, just for a little window of time to go out and do fun and encouraging things for other people. And over the years, it's become an addiction. I love it. It's fun. It's just so interesting. But there was one series of events that kind of led to another that I want to share with you today. So a bunch of us got together and started a community center in the Biltmore Towers in downtown Dayton. And if you don't know the Biltmore Towers, it's a retirement home for low-income elderly. And so let me tell you, if you want to do a pastoral internship, go do it there. It will strip all of your religious off. And it was an amazing experience. And to do this with junior high kids, it was astonishing. It was astonishing. We'd serve meals and go room to room and pass out fruit. It was astonishing. Anyway, so they were going to shut the building down to spray for bugs, for bed bugs. And they moved the people to the Dayton Airport Motel. 200 elderly that have their systems built in where they know where to get their food and that kind of thing. And they move them north in Dayton to the Dayton Airport. It's like it's a facility that is more of a motel than a hotel. At any rate, I was like, oh no. And so I went and got a catering license, and I got them to pay me to go out and buy food for 200 people. And we built a kitchen in the parking lot and converted gas stoves to propane. And we built a kitchen in the parking lot with the kids. And so we went out and bought all the food and set up entertainment. We had concerts, and the kids would come in and do like the official serving and stuff like that. And not only that, I mean, it was crazy. The Board of Health came twice. And in this process, I mean, and we passed twice the Board of Health. Okay. So Mother Fraser comes to me deep into this process. I think we're probably 4 days in. Mother Fraser is the sweetest lady. And she says, Pastor Rob, you have now constipated everybody in the building. And I did not account for the elderly digestive system, and I sure enough did not include enough of what they consider laxatives. So she says to me, can we get some greens? And I said, Mother Fraser, a bag of greens is $5 and there's 200 of you. I used all the money and I bought all the food. And so, anyway, I was working at the Vineyard Church on Helena in downtown Dayton. I was helping out a pastor there. We are setting up for Sunday morning service, and a guy walks into the vestibule and he says, do you guys need some greens? And he's a local farmer. I actually had met him, and he said, do you need some greens? And I was like, sure, that's great. He said, I have 25 trash bags full of greens. So it's events like this that when you step out and do good, it just gets hilarious, right? It gets your attention, it gets people's attention, that when I'm intentional and when I just step out to do good in the name of the Lord. And honestly, when you talk about numbering my days, I have been doing this stuff all my life, and I want to convey that back to you. So I want to show you a progression here. So, right, let's go back to the green story. So I take those 23 full trash bags of greens back to the ladies at the Biltmore or at the hotel. And they all go into the conference room and they are all stripping greens, and we go get bacon. And instead of constipation, we have the most delicious greens, right? The most delicious greens. So as a side note, as we transition to our next story, I have to tell you this part. 2 weeks after this is over, I get a call from the FBI. And they said, can we meet with you regarding your time at the Dayton Airport Hotel? And I was like, yes. So I get there and we're meeting at Panera, and they are massive people, right? And they said, listen, we just want you to know that you were under surveillance while you were at the hotel. And we just want to say that we're very proud of you and you did a great job. And there was a trafficking ring in the hotel while you were there, and we noticed that you had some interactions with various different people there. Can you tell us anything? And so we just said, we saw that when there were younger people there, that we just kept offering them food and they didn't take anything. And so nobody really interacted with them. But to have the Board of Health and the FBI, right? But that's the adventure. That's the adventure of these things, that when you step out, you have these adventures.